Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, this is an interesting one that we got to talk about here, man, and one that I think both you and I will actually be quite satisfied with, in my personal opinion. I definitely want to make sure that I clarify a few things because sometimes things can get misconstrued in terms of what we're saying if you only hear bits and pieces of some of the things that we're saying in these videos or our posts, whatever it is that we're doing. But before we jump into that, I would like to welcome those of you who are new to the channel. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where Jason and I are always dropping boxing-related content, so make sure you become a subscriber. And for those of you who are regular patrons of the channel, make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content, but make sure that you are engaging with the content. Jay, this might be the hottest fight in boxing right now, in my personal opinion. I think a lot of people are interested in seeing this fight. I never did understand this whole notion talking about neither one of these guys got belts. Who cares? You know my motto. The belts, yes, they are important, but you also have to take context into consideration. And I've said this in the past, and Shakur Stevenson and recently Devin Haney has agreed with this. Anybody can be a champion just depending upon how you're moved, right? So it's more so for me about the context and who you're fighting. And I think, contextually, this is a fight that makes a ton of sense. Two young, strong fighters that we want to see in the ring versus each other. That's critical. And that's what we want to see. Now, prior to this fight, Jay, I liked how Golden Boy appeared. They appeared to be willing, able, ready to make this fight. Oscar suggesting that they might not even show up to the fight. Robert Garcia suggesting that it's just going to be it's a stunt, if you will. He's stunting, as they used to say back in the day, Cash Money. and now since the fight, right? Oscar, this is going to be a tough fight to make. Vergil is the A side. Vergil has to get something that makes sense for Vergil, that's favorable, very favorable for Vergil. Let me preface my statement by saying this, and you know this, and I've said this on many of occasions. Vergil Ortiz is my favorite fighter currently. But I don't like when people start talking in that manner. That's duck talk to me. And I'm not saying Vergil is ducking, because Vergil seems willing, able, and ready for the fight. But what I'm hearing from Oscar De La Hoya, duck talk. Sounds like duck sauce to me. I'm not trying to hear all that, right? Is Vergil the A side? Possibly. But is he the A side by a landslide to the extent that they got to get something that's totally favorable to Vergil? No. This fight needs to be made, period. The other thing that I would say is I don't really care about what has happened previously. I posted something on our page basically saying that, if if Boots changed terms after a fight had already been agreed and negotiated earlier, that's a bad look. But at the same time, I really don't care. The fight needs, if Boots is ready to make that fight today at 154, that's all I really care about. And that's all I care about in terms of Vergil. Make the damn fight. Well, here's what's interesting now, Jay, that's going on, that's being reported by, I guess you can call him insider, Dan Raphael. And he is essentially saying that DAZN is putting an immense amount of pressure on Golden Boy to make the fight with Vergil Ennis. They are saying that they are not interested in a fight with Errol Spence. And see, that's what Oscar was sitting out there trying to float out there to see if it would generate a buzz or interest. Let me tell you, I'm not interested. Okay, I want to see Errol get back in the ring with a tune-up, one or two tune-ups before we see him in there with elite competition. And now DAZN is really telling them, we're not interested. We have rights on Vergil. And this is the fight that's either going to get made or no fight's going to get made. And that's what I want to hear, Jay. What's your thoughts on that? DAZN putting the level of pressure on Golden Boy Promotions that forces them and forces their hand in terms of making this fight.
You can't help but respect it, man. That's actually what the fans want. Now, I will say this: Spence is still the people's champion. We know that. You know, Spence is someone that no matter he's been out the ring for 2 years, 3 years, people still going to love Spence, and I get it. Well, Spence is one of my favorite fighters still, but the fight to make is Boots versus Ortiz. No excuse, none. I'm happy DAZN is doing this, putting the pressure on Golden Boy because they should. I mean, Oscar can't say, well, you know, I don't know. It has to be favor Vergil, but then also say, well, this fight going to make over $10 million easily, so everyone can be happy. There's plenty of money available. Then why are you going to put an obstacle there? You're putting an obstacle there when you just said that's not there. So it can't be both. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and also to your point about who's the A side, yeah, Vergil has some hype going, but Boots has been selling out as well. Boots has been selling, as we know in the East Coast, Boots is going to sell out no matter what. And Boots he's big time. So is Vergil. So don't sit here and try to make it seem like Vergil is like 75, it should be like a 75-25. Man, stop that. To your point, that's Duck talked to me about Oscar. I don't think Vergil afraid of Boots. Boots damn sure ain't afraid of Vergil. I don't think Robert thinks that Vergil can't beat Boots, and same thing with Bozy. Make the damn fight. I'm happy DAZN is doing what they're doing. Oscar, it's on you now. Do a clapback Thursday on yourself for putting that out there like the fight won't happen because of all these made-up obstacles that you're putting out there. Stop it.
It's not aiding if you're telling the truth. The hell are you talking about, man? No, I agree with you. He should do a clapback Thursday on himself, or give himself, as Charlemagne the God does, donkey of the day, because there you go. Because no, man, make this fight. This is the fight that we want to see. And you know my philosophy. I don't want to hear anything about, oh, someone had the opportunity to make the fight back, so and so and so and so. That does not mean that you're forever, you're forever barred from making this fight in the future. I don't care. I don't care if you ducked a fight 2, 3, 5 years ago and you're willing to fight today. That's all I care about. That you want to fight today. Don't sit up and tell me that a fighter doesn't get the opportunity to fight today because they had an opportunity to fight 3, 4, 5 years ago. Man, shut up. That's duck talk from fight fans that like to protect their favorite fighters from the toughest fights or fights that are actually unfavorable for them stylistically, and I don't like that. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this particular topic. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, Elm Sports Media, and we are out.